Hey, this is the World Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is a topic that really needs to be discussed, which is a topic of why is conservative entertainment so bad, or for that matter, so horrible. Okay? And that's what I'm going to be talking about for this discussion session today is why is it so bad? Whether it could come down to things like movies, um, to comedy, to their attempts at creating TV shows, whatever, where they even use Ben Shapiro's sister for Snow White, to play Snow White, I should say, for some movie and stuff. Why is conservative media so horrible? Okay? That's what I'm going to discuss today, and that's what I'm going to not only discuss but go into for full detail for. So let's get started. So when it comes to the question of why conservative media is so horrible, the simple answer to the question is it comes down to just simply the way people who are conservative tend to think. Now, anyone who doesn't know anything about conservatism is a way of thinking that promotes people to think a certain particular way, to think in a very limited way, to kind of not think in a very open-minded way. Conservatism is more political ideology, or so on and so forth, that people tend to follow when they want things to stay the same. Okay, they do it when they want things to stay the same versus when they're not happy with the way things are going. Okay, the truth of the matter is conservatism is something that is only used as a last resort, especially when there's a crisis. Okay, but when it comes to actually making things progress and move forward, they don't really do anything, and they've always been kind of extremely horrible in really having any creative ideas whatsoever, to be quite honest with you. Well, it doesn't matter the fact that at one point the Democrat Party was more conservative and the Republican Party was more liberal. It's still fundamentally the same thing. It's the same fundamental belief system. And conservatism is just in general is about keeping things the same. And even when it comes to entertainment, you can still see the same thing. It's reflected by the entertainment they create. The thing about conservatives is they just want things to be the same. They don't want things to change, okay? And if you're that way of thinking, you're most likely a closed-minded person. And to come with good quality entertainment, you have to be open-minded. You have to be willing to try new things, expand your horizon, okay? Focus on different places, and so on and so forth, and not just limit yourself to seeing the world or looking at things a certain particular way, okay? That's the truth about entertainment, okay? And to be honest with you, it's not a very comfortable thing, and I think a lot of people don't want to admit this, but you at some point have to take yourself out of your comfort zone, from what I know, okay? At least from what I'm aware of. And you have to focus on covering topics. Sorry, it's just a bit distracted. Light was just getting mine. But anyway, back to what I was saying before. Yeah, you have to focus on covering topics that sometimes kind of might make you feel a bit uncomfortable, or just have no interest in, because it expands your horizon and it encourages you to focus on other things that you would have never focused on before, okay? And obviously, if you're someone who is conservative, especially if you're the whole anti-woke people, you're obviously clearly gonna be someone who doesn't see things that way. You are most likely gonna be someone who just wants things to kind of be the same. And that's exactly what I'm trying to say here. The liberals in general are always better at entertainment. Conservatives are not good entertainers. Even when you look at history, literally everything we consider classics, whether it comes to good quality books, good quality music, or entertainment, whatever, movies, whatever, was considered liberal for the time and stuff. Conservatives are horrible, absolutely horrible at making good quality entertainment. They've always been that way. And even the so-called Wild West movies we consider today, you can't get any more conservative than that, were actually hated and despised at the time. Such as which you can clearly see by the video that gets in the topic of Clint Eastwood versus John Wayne. You know, and that's what I'm trying to say. And a lot of people don't like it. People felt they were too violent and this and that. Those conservatives are not good at entertainment, okay? And back to what I was saying before, you know, if you're someone who just talks about wokeness and just hates a lot of groups of people, you're not going to be the greatest entertainer out there imaginable. So the truth of the matter is, entertainment, simply put it, conservative entertainment is just bad. It's bad and it will always be bad, and it's a reflection of the people who tend to follow it. Now, I'm not referring to like the people who are newly becoming conservative because of the woke people, the communist / woke people who've ruined the liberal side. I'm referring to the people who have long-lasting conservatives, who know what conservatism is really all about and know what it really represents, versus trying to claim it's something that it's not. A lot of the things we've been taught to when it comes to conservatism that they're saying now is complete BS. That's not real conservatism. Conservatism is pretty much anti-entertainment, you know, just simply because and most of these things these conservatives say is so amazing and this and that, you know, these good quality movies and stuff, which I got for another video I made previously, you know, oh yeah, you know, all these great movies were considered were liberal movies, like movies like Will Ferrell, you know, that have people like Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler, and this and that. Now they said, oh, that wouldn't be made today. Oh, liberals, this and that. You can't get any more liberal than that. And that's what I'm trying to say. And that's kind of the problem. And they're just riding off of it. And that is the truth of the matter. They're not good at creating anything for that matter, especially for entertainment. No. And that's what I'm trying to say. And that's the reason why their entertainment is so terrible, you know. And no matter how hard you try, you know, it's going to continue to suck. And it's going to continue to be terrible. The truth of the matter is, you simply have to understand that if you're making entertainment, you have to know what you're doing. You have to you have to open yourself up. You have to, at times, focus on topics that you might not be that interested in. And if you're someone who just has a way of thinking, oh, all I care about is America and this and that, how are you going to create anything? And even it comes down to the media itself. Like, how do you be concerned and say, oh, we're going to make good quality entertainment in media? Like, how the hell does that work? You know? Can you imagine how pissed they would be if they talk about, make a video or a story about, like, America falling apart and being a post-apocalyptic wasteland? Or a movie talking about, for example, a topic that it really makes the audience think and really question themselves and their beliefs, which pretty much all the greatest movies so far have pretty much done. You know, like, is society too cruel in this particular area? Do we treat this particular group well and this and that? You know, or even simply making movies where the bad guys shoot against the criminals, or the bad guys shoot against the police. Like, how do you even do that? And that's what I'm trying to say here. And this is why it's good for people to actually listen to things and not just hear what they hear something and run off with it. Especially a lot of Gen Zers are becoming conservative, but they don't know what conservatism is about and what it really truly represents. It's not it's not something you really want. If it actually doesn't really make much of any sense, okay? And for entertainment, it's no different. Their entertainment might be okay, but it'll never be amazing or great. And even just comes down to the way they think. So that's the way I look at it, though. So anyway, this is my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if you like this video and videos like this, thumbs this video up and hit the subscribe button. And this is all I have to say, and simply put it, later.